All right, I'm going to do a little bit of top down here. So let's take a peek at the daily. Probably get rid of these prior days. Prior week is still important though. Session volume profile. Okay. So yesterday, here's the value area low. Here is value area high, which is also current day. That's prior week. Just current day point of control. Yesterday's value area low, or today's value area low, is yesterday's prior point of control. So what that means is under this prior day value area low, we probably are flush into prior week point of control, if I had to guess. Mostly looking at, let me add this chart here. And I'm still not the most experienced with, why won't this show on the weekly chart? Unsupported resolution might not show on the weekly chart. Where is the volume profile here? Here. Okay. So we can see from value area low here in this kind of block, there's not a ton of volume happening over here on this left side. So, well, and there's not really a ton happening up here, but yesterday we had some volume. And so if we do go below value area low, we pretty much have a shelf until we hit point of control, which will give us some more volume. And that is essentially what I'm looking at for the day. Got to be careful. We are inside week still. We are a 212 up still. But we are below last week's high. So going to be keeping a close eye on that. And sorry, distracted here. Going to keep a close eye on that. Bias is going to be dependent on lower time frames, but probably bullish now out of this low here. Let's see. That fair value gap. I guess I can turn on my camera, maybe. It's not showing up for me. Oh, video chat's not available for more than 25 users. Gotcha. Jesse, I think if you right click the price scale y-axis and click scale price chart only, you won't have it smushed. It's smushed because of the strat high-low indicators. But where were you saying? Click the price scale and click scale price chart. Why? Okay, now you're messing with me. Okay, click this. Scale price chart only. But did I have it on auto fit? Okay. And I think I have that. Okay. Nice. Thank you. So then it won't smush it with that indicator. Gotcha. I will change that on everything. Thank you. Yeah, there it is. Thank you, Slade. Lifesaver. Yes, making a new high here. Might be interested in doing that on. Um, let's see what happens here. NQ is short. Let me look at ES. So ES did make a higher high on Delta, but it's fallen right now. I wish I could just put Delta on the screen, but so yeah, we got some fallen Delta on NQ. ES made a higher high on Delta with that push up, but I'd be leaning bearish right now. I didn't even check to see if we have news today. 12 o'clock news. I will definitely not be here. I will have my furnace being replaced. So that's a fun expense. I'm interested short. I'm probably going to wait for a retrace. I was thinking about getting in here in the 10s before that breakout, but didn't quite get an entry. Clearly. 5-minute market structure could be seen as bearish now with this being the change of character. 30 seconds on this 5-minute candle. Gonna hit a short here, 80.75 for 20 points. 2-1-2 down on the 1 minute, 2 down on the 5. All right, sitting at 10 points. Moving stops up, taking a little bit at 10. There's 20. Limit filled there. Being mindful that this line here pretty much coincides. I'm getting an outbreak even. Coincides with that overnight low. I'll get back in if we have another trigger short, but taking my 20 points right now. ES, new low on Delta. Still positive Delta on the day, though. NQ is negative. NQ, huge order sitting here at 678, 100 lots. They're moving it around 680, 685. I want to follow it. It's sitting at 80 right now. Which EMA do you have on the charts? It's a 14 EMA. And it's not used for anything except for just telling me that there is a trend. I don't use it for like a bounce off or anything like that. It just simply tells me if it's moving with price, it's trendy. And if it's flatlined, then obviously no trend. It's today, Tuesday. Taco Tuesday. I'm gonna take Amazon shorts here via the puts. What's that, Cal? I think he's hot mic'd. No biggie. Probably a day trade. Yeah, definitely a day trade. Just a 2-1-2 down. Looking at them right now. The 167.5 puts. I haven't gotten in yet, but I did, but I'm break even in the 167.5 puts. It's just Tuesday, and I hate trading blue chips on Tuesdays because they don't typically move, even if you get a couple candles to go your direction. It's kind of why I stick to the Qs. Yeah, I definitely prefer swinging, but I'm able to double dip on the Qs sometimes, and I'm gonna close these at break even. I'm able to close. I'm able to trade the Qs and kind of double dip, and make on a 20-point move, make 15-20%. And then if it goes further, like yesterday, I dabbled in the Qs or double dipped in the Qs, and it got well over 100%. It's just sometimes hard for me to manage both because I'm actively looking at my ATAS and not my thinkorswim. But just got to have more eyes, I guess. Two's not enough. All right, we are getting under low of day here. Got some fair value gaps below us, but mark those out while we're waiting here. Only one fair. Oh, here's another one. So a couple fair value gaps to be watching. Get my restream up. Morning, Deontay and Bryce. Appreciate the view. The YouTubes. Certainly looking short here. Probably just a breakout trade, so a little risky, but all right, I'm in short 60.25, 20 points. Guess I can just bring this down. 60. All right. And 3 points from my limit here. 2 points. Then 10%. Taking the. There it is. There's 20. Two for two. See, like there, I couldn't even pull up my options chain to get into it. But I'm sure those options would have gone for 10, 20% in the same minute, but I made more on futures anyway. No, you're good. You came on and the mic was at a trillion gain, but you're good now. You're good. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so the 1R account, the 1R channel is whenever I, like, for example, this morning I've hit 1R twice, so I'm up 2R in that account. In my trims, I'm up. The first one was like half R because it went half. I trimmed half of break or 1R, then the rest to break even. And so right now my 1R account is up. Now, if this play goes to 40 points, then I have and I find another opportunity. Technically, the main account, like the trims account, is still in the trade, so I'm not going to add more into that. I'm going to open a 1R trade and throw it into the Expo 100 channel. And then that's gonna. So the Expo 100 is main play with a cap at 1R, either minus 1R or plus 1R. And then if the main trade is in more than 1R and I can add an extra trade, then I'm going to do that on the 1R channel. Hopefully that. Mm-hmm. And the 1R channel isn't always 20-point stops. It was yesterday and it is today so far, but sometimes I'll do 10-point stops, just dependent on what I'm seeing. Like right now, I'm probably eyeing a 10-point short. In fact, I'm getting in short 35.40, so 35.50 is the ad for a 1R, 10 points. 17.635.50, 10 points. Technically, my bracket put me at 35.25. Going stop loss break even soon. Okay, stop loss break even. Come on, just push. There it is. There's 1R. So now my 1R account is up 3R. And my trims account has not hit the 40-point trim yet. What's that? Yeah. Yeah. Uh yeah, and yeah, and you're right. That's where it does get difficult, is the psychology of I'm sitting on good profits. And what I've always struggled with, even to this day, is spending the money before it's in my bank account. Um, for example, say I'm up $1,000 and I'm like, oh, that could be a new golf set or something for my garage or whatever. Um, and then I'm keeping that money and trading with it scared, and that's a horrible place to be when you're trading. Where I've kind of landed is, so right now I'm up 3R. If I lose my next trade, I'm probably only taking like a 5 minute great setup, has great market structure. Um, and that's like the setup I'm looking for. I'm not looking to get these scalpy trades in. I'm looking to take a big chunk out of the market for my next trade if I lose my next one. If I go up 4R, I won't go below 2R for the day, and I'll kind of trail my profits up. And if I ever get above, if I get to 7R, I'm probably done for the day. That's you're right though. You you have to keep chugging though. Yeah, yeah, right. Yeah, and that's where right. Well, and the 1R account honestly is probably going to be a little lower win rate because I am taking trades after the trend after the most optimal entry, right? But I'm hitting so much more quantity, and it's negligible how much smaller the win rate is. I think I was at like 72% on my futures trims account, and I was at like 70% on my trims. But like think of like last Wednesday FOMC in the afternoon, I was up 7R just after FOMC. But if I stopped at 2R, I would have left 5R on the table, and then I don't have that cushion. So it's definitely a balance. And honestly, like say I was at 5R and then lost 2, I'm probably reevaluate and be like, okay, do I really want to risk more of this? Is this an ideal market or trendy condition to risk more? Right now, I'm sitting on 3R on the 1R account. And I'm thinking, okay, I'm really not interested in taking anything unless like this is actually what I'm thinking. I'm not interested in taking anything unless it has a nice retrace here. Maybe I'll take a breakout, but I'd really like to see a breakout retest, and then I'll get in for a short. So I'm really not looking to get in any 1R trades right now. Um, and this is a internal battle that I'm kind of going through because I just started the 1R account last month, and it's a battle to not overtrade for me because I can look at the 1 minute chart and I can find you know 15 entries in the morning session, but not all of them are going to be amazing setups. So trying to be a little more patient this month. Right. Yeah, yeah. Well, you definitely have to have a trailing stop on profit. Um, that's like a mandatory piece. Um, because you gotta walk away. If you're up green on the day, you gotta walk away green. Nothing is worse than and I've made this my rule since like the beginning of my trading career is if I take profit on a trade, I won't let that trade go red. It's why after my 1R trim, I will not let a trade go back past break even. Because nothing's worse than losing money on a winning trade. And same thing for a winning day. Nothing's worse than losing money on a winning day. And so you got to have some sort of trailing stop for your profit, in my opinion. At least I do. But with these trendy like today here, if I took this breakout when I was looking at 810, if I took that, I'd still be in this trade. But but this move here, this retrace and a possible reentry, I'm only capturing another maybe 1R. But if I take a 212 with a 10-point stop and 10-point gain, I gain another 1R, and then I can take the 3-2, and that's another 1R, and then here's a 212, and we'll see how this plays out. I missed it, but let's say I did 10-point stops on this 212, and I've kind of tinkered with if it goes up half R, I'll bring stops up. So here, this would pretty much be risk free, but it's probably going to go down and tap that take profit. And then also with these tighter plays, I'm okay taking profit within a point or two of my TP, just because I've gone through those stages of it barely wicking out of my profit. So that hit TP there. I am in short 23.90, so 24 for extra. 40 points on the trims. And that hit before I could even type it out. That's why I don't know if I'll make the 1R channel in any server but this one, because you have to be in voice to hear it, and you should never copy trade anyway. But there's no way that thing was moving. No way anybody. There's 80 points actually. What am I doing here? So yeah, basically I just showed you you'd be up 5R on trims with that, with the 1R account thought process. Coming down to this prior weak point of control. 2-1-2 down on the 5 was the trigger there for that extra, by the way. Yeah, I'm trying to look more at the 5 minute lately. January was definitely the 1 minute. Um, and like I said, I'm trying to get these get more chunks out of the market. Yesterday, my thought process was, technically I probably could have gotten away with a 10-point stop on some of those trades, but in my mind, thinking, is this trade going to go to 20 points, kept me out of some scalpy trades, which I think is a good thing for me. I'd rather sit on the 5 or 15 minute, but I'm just pretty decent at finding entries on the 1 minute. It's a blessing and a curse. Right. Yeah. In 23 I was mostly in Q. I do want to add more ES though. Yeah, I haven't traded ES since like the summer of 22, really. Um, but I do want to add more ES and oil, which I think Bryce is would be happy to hear. He loves his oil. That's why his profile picture is the crude oil. But he loves his oil. Yeah. Y'all done already, Taylor? Okay. Came out green though. Ooh. Yeah. Mental struggles, man. Yeah. Also, yeah, that's risky business. Glad you're green. Take your green and your lesson being green. Lessons are easier to learn when or easier to understand and take in when you're green at the end of them. All right, man. Yes, sir. Appreciate that. Have a good one, man. Max, I think I'm looking at YouTube. What's your sizing and account size on futures? Well, I trade on prop firms and I risk about 5 to 20%, just depending on per trade, depending on the account and how far scaled up it is. So if I have if I have a um, let's say I have a $4,500 drawdown limit, I'm risking about $450 on a 10% risk per trade, and then some will go higher than that. Moss, what's up, Expo? I joined your Discord briefly during February last year. I had no knowledge of prop funding, and your YouTube video taught me. I'm now 20 with accounts with 3 firms trading ICT. Very nice, Moss. Congratulations, get those payouts, man. Get those payouts. What's the best way to get to a payout after passing an evaluation? Make money. Don't change what you did to pass the eval unless you were gambling. Then absolutely change. But you got funded hopefully by trading legit and not gambling on your evals. And if that's the case, um, then you know how to make money. You have a profitable system. You have an edge on the market, and from there, hopefully, you can gather your thoughts and your process and go from there. Brian, it's ran by me. Yep, and live and all that. As long as you're looking at mine, where it says owner me. But I generally don't talk about that stuff on stream just because here to teach and not trying to self promote or anything. So you can shoot me a DM if you want. All right, pretty nice retrace here. Probably going to close the trims. I know it's at a fair value gap, so I should probably just close it and re-enter. But just letting it sit here for now. All right, I am going to close for now in profits and then just wait for a new entry. Roger that. You should promote it once in a while. The folks there. Which one are you talking about, Brian? And what's your name on Discord? Wood and Stick. Oh, you're not in mine. Mostly, yes. Yeah. Some continuation, like this 2-1-2 down. I took a 10 point extra, the 1R, and that was a continuation. The inside bars, I'll take continuations. Most of them end up being reversals because of, I like the 3 bars, the 3 2s, and failed 2s. So they end up usually being reversal points. Like, for example, this 3-2 would technically be a reversal, but back into the trend continuation. So kind of both. I take reversals back into the trend, which I guess is what the strat wants anyway. Yeah, no problem. Um, an outside bar is a 2 can always become a 3. That's how threes are created. It has to be a 2 first. And if I'm understanding correctly, I don't typically trade when it goes outside. Sometimes I do for if I'm anticipating an outside move on the 5 or the 15. For example, if I wanted to go short here, I would be anticipating for this to at least be a failed 2 or an outside bar. But I don't typically trade in the 1 minute and take an outside bar trade. But yes, a 3 bar is a developing bar. It will once it's a 3, it's always a 3. It can never not be, is the saying. But the 3-2 is the strat combo, which makes it strong. The 2 is the directional candle after the outside bar. So you have the volatility candle, and then you have the bar that is directional after volatility. Mm-hmm. Correct. And that's when it would be, yeah, yep, it would be a valid entry there. Now we have to know as traders that the first couple seconds of any new candle is going to be a little bit more volatile, and so every candle has an upper and a lower wick. So if it goes just straight down, like let's say, I'm trying to see if I can find an example. Let's just say that this candle didn't have an upper wick. I probably would wait until it makes its upper wick and then go down. And that way I know that it at least reached for some liquidity before finding its fair value. Right, right. Yeah, I'm very uncomfortable being in a new candle. I am going short here, 7.75 short, 20 points. Yeah, just because I've sat and seen a lot of candles formed, and I know that a lot of times there will usually be an upper wick to every candle. So it's just a little spooky for me to get in as soon as it breaks, just because I know that there's a good chance that it's going to find an upper wick. 7.75 points. Yeah, you bet. No problem at all. Probably coming in here to find some fair value. Don't really want to get wicked out, but might be the case. All right, let's take a look at these Delta here. Still short on Delta. I am getting spam pinged by somebody. See you later. Curbs. When you say you use the 14 EMA for trend, do you use the same time frame of the chart you're looking at? Yeah. Yeah, so the 5 minute, obviously we've been in a trend, but the 1 minute's really what I'm looking at for that. But 5-minute candle ended a failed 2. This is probably going to be a stop. Alrighty. Stopped out there. Just sitting here for now. No rush to get into anything. All right, it's starting to dwindle here. See when my HVAC guy's coming. Have to get a holding furnace. $4,000 down the drain. For like 2 more weeks of winter here. But I woke up to a 62-degree house this morning, so we got the heaters on blast. My unit was like 25 years old though. Lasted a while. The Amazon puts would be up like 10%. But look at the move. I was looking at it up here. It probably hit a max of 20%, and I caught like the whole move. That's why I kind of stick to the zero DTEs. Might have a 1 minute change of character, 5 minute too, technically. Change of character. Bounced off that fair value gap. Pretty close to prior week point of control. I'd still probably be leaning short here, but we'll see. It's left quite the big fair value gap above. So I don't think the trend is going to be long. I mean, you never know really, but I would want to see a hold over 700 before I take a long. So I'm still short biased. Could take this failed 2-2. Just sitting here waiting. Not in a rush. I do like the look of this 2-2. 20 points would put me at the top of that 2 bar. Pretty close to it. It's made its upper wick here, which I think we were talking about with A. So this first minute or two, I'm looking for it to make its upper wick, and then if it goes two down, I'll take it pretty much as soon as it goes two down. Keep it in mind that we are still inside on the 15. All right, giving 20 points a try here. 22.75. I want to see this 5-minute close below that fair value gap. Delta made an equal high with that equal high. So Delta's on the same page. This is going to have a tight leash though, just because that 15-minute is still inside. So not directional. So 1-minute candle close is going to be pretty important whether I stay in or not. If it's green and body's green, then I'm probably hopping out. If it's red, failed two, that'd be ideal. Minute and a half left on this 5-minute. Alrighty, stopped out of that one. That's going to be it. I'm going to take my ball and go home. Where's my... There it is. Alrighty. Well, still up 2R on the day. On the 1R account, going to leave it there. Not going to test the waters anymore. I'd imagine the 15 minutes probably looking to retrace a little deeper and then finally find its move, but I will be having a new heating unit installed, so I won't be looking. But good day today still. 2 for 2 or 2 for 4. But ending the day green. Wait, yeah, because of 1R trim. I was like, why did I go 2 for 4 and not go break even? Alrighty, up 2R. Good day, and I'll see you all here tomorrow. If you're going to keep trading, use stop losses. Don't blow your account one trade. That's silly. I'll see you all here tomorrow. Thanks as always, guys. Have a great day.